Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button. Leave a like down below. Today we're going to talk about WWE 2K24 DLC number 2, Post Malone and Friends Pack. Now this releases on June 26, which is like 9 days from the making of this video. And it includes the following wrestlers. It includes Headbanger Mosh, Headbanger Thrasher. They were a tag team back in the, I want to say late 90s. Let me look at my cheat sheet here. Yeah, in the WWF, they were there from 1996 to 2000. So about 4 years. And then they came back in 2016, did a few like appearances, teamed up with other wrestlers, did some qualifying, like Survivor Series qualifying matches. They did fight against the Usos. And the Usos have been there forever. It blows my mind, like, it's like, oh yeah, the Usos, they're young guys. No, they've been there for quite a while, if you think about it. That's why it's so crazy when they finally broke them up. So yeah, Headbangers, pretty cool tag team back then. I wasn't like a big fan of the bald guys back then, like the bald gimmick, other than Stone Cold. I felt like Stone Cold was the only one that really pulled off the bald guy gimmick. I always liked the crazy hair, like Ultimate Warrior, or any guy with a mohawk, some crazy stuff, you know. But yeah, so these guys were pretty cool. I kind of feel like they weren't like the greatest tag team in history of wrestling, but they weren't the worst either. I feel like they were a good complement to who was there at the time. So the Hardys, Edge and Christian, all of those guys. They were really, really cool. Anyway, and then next up, we got Honky Tonk Man, who you should know no matter what, because they've been touting about his Intercontinental title reign that just got beaten. It took all the way up until Gunther, which was what, last year? Or was it this year? It was this year. It took all the way up until 2024 for someone to beat his record. And that is so cool to have a record like that last that long in wrestling, because they don't break records anymore. I guarantee you, if the fans weren't so vocal about Cody wanting him to be the new, the champion, or have the main event at WrestleMania, Roman might still be champion. They might have let him keep the belt long enough to. I doubt Bruno Sammartino, because that was way too long, but definitely Hogan's record. I could have definitely seen that, but they had to change tactics. So yeah, Honky Tonk Man, I'll give you a little brief history of him if you don't know. Let's see here. Roy Wayne Ferris is his real name. He's an American former professional wrestler, duh. He is the best known for his tenure in the World Wrestling Federation from 1986 to 1991, where he performed under the ring name Honky Tonk Man. Basically, he was an Elvis impersonator, which he was a great heel. He was one of the best heels they had. Back then, where you could have the over-the-top gimmicks, it just worked. Like, if he tried to do that today, he'd be laughed out of the building. But back then, awesome. It was awesome. He also performed for World Championship Wrestling, WCW, in 1994, and for Stampede Wrestling between 1982 and 1986. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as part of the 2019 induction ceremony right before the pandemic. A heel for the majority of his active professional wrestling career, he has been described by Bleacher Report as one of the greatest villains to ever grace a professional wrestling ring. His 454-day reign as WWE Intercontinental Champion was the longest reign in the history of the title until it was broken by Gunther in 2023. Man. So I wonder how long it'll take for someone to beat Gunther's record. I mean, that's so cool that it took that long, and they let him keep it for that long. I kind of wish they waited until he passed away to break it, but that way he could have died thinking that he held the record, I mean, like I said, they don't let people be champions that long, but it was cool. And it was awesome back then is they used this super long title reign that he had back then to put over a new talent, to really send him to the stars, send him to the stratosphere. And that was the Ultimate Warrior, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, not for his in-ring ability, but for his crazy gimmick. Because let's face it, Ultimate Warrior was not the best wrestler. Yeah, he came in, he beat him in like 2 seconds, and the crowd just popped, man. Holy crap! He came out, did like 2 moves, boom, 1, 2, 3, because Honky Tonk Man was basically nobody could beat him for 454 days, and here comes this crazy guy that, oh, it was so awesome. Such a great moment in wrestling. It was kind of like, if you want a comparison to today, it's kind of like when they brought Goldberg back to face Brock, and he beat Brock with a spear and a jackhammer like right away, and everybody's like, what? And a lot of people got mad. It's like, no, that was perfect. That's perfect. How do you get Goldberg over without like having a huge long match? You do exactly what you did with him back in the old days. You just have him destroy Brock Lesnar, the biggest, strongest guy there is, with 2 moves, and holy crap, the magic is back for Goldberg. So that's what's so cool about the comparison. Anyway, next person. Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Now, he is a manager, so he probably won't be playable unless you have like a mod or something, or you're playing as a manager. I wonder if, correct me in the comments below, but can you use managers as special guest referees? I haven't tried it. I'll have to go try that after this video. I think that'd be really fun. So yeah, Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. I met him up in Canada at an ECCW Agri-Fair show, where they go to a fairground and they just have shows for up-and-coming talent. I got to wrestle there for like 3 days. Oh, that was probably the best experience I had. The Canadian wrestlers, they're so nice. They really try to help you out. They point out things you can work on. They give you the best feedback. It's because they care so much. And man, I felt like after that, I improved so much just being there for 3 days. My matches got better just being those 3 days because they actually gave feedback. So shout outs to ECCW. I miss those guys. Those guys were awesome. Anyway, so James Ray Hart, born January 1st, 1944, is an American professional wrestling manager, executive, composer, and musician. He is currently signed to WWE in a Legends deal. He is best known for his work in WWE when it was still known as the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, and the World Wrestling, WCW, okay, and used the nickname, the Mouth of the South, one that was also given to Ted Turner. Regarded by many to be one of the greatest managers in professional wrestling history, Hart has managed the likes of, now here's the list. Here's the guys he got to be a manager for. Andy Kaufman, Honky Tonk Man, Bret Hart, no relation it says, and Jim Neidhart, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Jerry the King Lawler, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, Erwin R. Scheiste, the Mountie, the Natural Disasters, Dino Bravo, the Nasty Boys, the Giant, and Hulk Hogan. The Giant here is Paul White, so that's Big Show. He was briefly the AWA Southern Heavyweight Champion in 1981. Nice, so he was even a champion. I didn't know that. That's cool. See, I love little facts like this. Alright, before becoming involved in professional wrestling, Hart was a member of the rock band The Gentrys, best known for their 1965 top 5 Billboard Hot 100 hit, Keep On Dancing. Nice. See, Jimmy Hart, like I said, legend, absolute legend in the business. Next up is Post Malone. He's more modern, so a lot of you guys probably know about him, so I'm just going to skip him because he's not a wrestler, so I could care less. Sensational Sherry, we got to go over her history real quick. Also known as Sherry Martel. She was an American professional wrestler, and manager, better known for her ring names Sherry Martel and Sensational Sherry. Martel began her professional wrestling career in the Mid-South after training in Columbia, South Carolina. She joined the American Wrestling Association, AWA, in the mid-1980s and held its AWA World Women's Championship 3 times in the late 1980s. She joined the World Wrestling Federation, where she held the WWF Women's Championship Also in the WWF, Martel continued to act as a manager to wrestlers such as Randy Savage, Ted DiBiase, and Shawn Michaels. She appeared in Extreme Championship Wrestling and World Championship Wrestling, WCW. In the 1990s, in the latter, Martel acted as a manager for the tag team Harlem Heat. Cool, she was with Booker T. After leaving WCW, she made a few wrestling-related appearances until her death in 2007. She also appeared in Total Nonstop Action Wrestling in September 2006 as a manager for Bobby Roode, which ended up being her last televised wrestling appearance. Her titular ring name, Sensational Sherry, was used as the episode title in the 5th season of the Vince Lynn's docuseries, Dark Side of the Ring, aired on April 23rd, 2024. Man, that takes me back. So those are some facts, fun facts about the wrestlers coming in the DLC and why you should care. Now this is a pack for me because these are legends, except for Post Malone. I mean, I get putting him in there, but he shouldn't be paid DLC. He should be like a pre-order bonus or just a free add-on or something, because the guy doesn't need the money. Okay, so why are we paying to play as him? I think that's stupid. I know we got Machine Gun Kelly last year. Or was that the year before? It was either the last year or the year before, and I know they did Fred Durst. But Fred Durst actually, the frickin' Undertaker's theme. So, and he wasn't paid DLC. He was just in the game. So, anyway, I have an issue with charging for non-wrestlers. Oh, so that about sums up DLC Pack 2, the Post Malone and Friends Pack. I don't know why he gets top billing, but anyway, tell in the comments below which one of these wrestlers are you most excited for. Even if it's Post Malone, that's cool. I can't wait to beat him up in exhibition matches and in my universe mode. As always, thank you for watching. Stick around on the channel. We've got some fun things about to start in the next couple weeks here and months. Thank you for helping us get the channel to over 3,000. I do plan on doing a giveaway eventually. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. And I don't know exactly what to give away because all the games are out. Probably a gift card or something. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching. And stay frosty.